Hey everybody, Bob Asadi, Easy Credit Orders. That would be the United States Air Force flying overhead, Nellis Air Force Base, Las Vegas, Nevada. We're at the auction looking at a few vehicles. Geez, they are doing those drills, man. Hold up, hold up. Hey, if it's not the wind, it's got to be the jets. All right, here's the 2012 Audi A7. Wanted to take a look at this one, but in second thought, I don't think I'm even going to consider it. It's got that paint coming off. It's never good to look at these vehicles when they got the dirt going on the hood. It's got some wheel rashes. Got to take that right there, the paint off. Looks like just on the surface. Might have to refinish it and touch it up. It's got a few dings, you could tell. Overall, okay condition. Tires are rounded out on the outside. Interior, you know, when I open it, it feels like a Mercedes CLS, like an old Oldsmobile Aurora. Feels like that, you know. That's the cut. Look at it. That's how it's kind of set up. Only in the rear. Yeah, you do have 4 passenger seating. It's not 5. Don't really like the color of the interior. It's reminding me of an outdated Maserati. Instrument cluster and all that is nice. It's dated as well. And when I turn it over, it feels kind of janky. You know, the doors feel like an Audi A4, man. I expected more. I've never looked at one of these. And now that I have, I'm not very impressed. So we're just going to go ahead and... I like the headlights though, man. They are really clean. The rest of the car is a mess. It's just got too many... It's too rough. It's got to be at a deep discount. We're going to move on to another one. Just kind of put a little... put this one to the side. Put it on ice. Move on to the next one. That last Audi, when you turned it over, it sounded like it needed mounts. Just too rough. Not in my wheelhouse. This one, 2011 E550. It's a coupe. Now this one, when you open the door, man, it feels like a luxury car. It's like a big thing with me. When I open the door, it cannot be janky. It's got to be a solid vehicle. This one's in kind of a bluish purple. I like it. I get down like that, man. What can I say? Wheels are nice, tires are nice, well taken care of. New car traded, I believe this was either Fletcher Imports or Fletcher Jones Mercedes. I think it's pretty much, well, sometimes they come up from Southern California, the seller. It's actually, it doesn't say. I know it's the Fletcher Jones group. Probably here would be Fletcher Jones Imports. Interior is really clean, carpet's clean. Perforated seats. Don't know what that is. That might be a cat piss. Extra option right there. Pretty clean though, inside out. Let's take a look at the back seats. Back seats are not perforated, huh? This kind of has me thinking here now. Front seats are perforated. Back seats are not perforated. Okay, this is going to require a little bit of exploration. So that's kind of suspect. These are the kind of things you got to pay attention to when you're looking at these vehicles. Looks pretty well loaded. Let's turn it over. It's got both keys. Always nice. All right, good. It's a push button ignition. Sounds terrific. What I would do is just go through all the power options. They even do some of your work for you. There's a little star on the windshield. This is one that I would actually put on my list. It's cheap enough. It's the miles are not too high. You would still find a buyer for this vehicle. Well taken care of. We'd obviously run the auto check on it. Go through all the power accessories. Take it for a little spin if you can. This auction doesn't let you, but if your auction does, even better. This is definitely on my list though. Again, you don't generally want to look at vehicles, you know, when they're dirty like this, but hey, it just rained out here and they're all going to look like that unless they've been washed. Let's move on to the next one. This is on my list. This is in my wheelhouse. While we're at it, I've said this before, you might be running all over town looking for a vehicle, but if you're in the market, let's say for a Cayenne, all I have to do is walk over here. I've got a 2016 with 64,000. Walk over, let's do this together. 1, 2 steps. Now I'm looking at a 2019, 60,000. Then I walk all the way over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and now I'm looking at a 2019 with 21,000. Don't have to run all over town. Got them all right here at my fingertips. Oh, here's another one, 3 feet over. Here's a 2021 with 35,000. Here's a Taycan. I could never get the front of this vehicle. It's the weirdest front end. I mean, it's not very attractive. It looks like an insect. 2020, 17,000 on it. Let's go. I'm looking for another vehicle though. All right, now we're in Bob Country. Local new car trade. 2011, 112,000 and a half. 328i, sapphire black. Huh. I have the 328i convertible in an 09 that I'm working on right now. Stock factory wheels. This one's really clean. It gets a 4.4 out of 5 on the condition report. Inside, as my good friend Tony Campos used to say, smells like a cheap hooker. Smells like smoke. We're gonna have to vape this thing out. Somebody left the dash open. It's gonna drain all the batteries. That's a strategic move that they make so you can't turn the vehicle over on auction day. I'm firmly convinced of that. It's got the manuals. It's got 1 set of keys, 2 set of keys. No, 1 set of keys. Pretty clean. It's not the leather, it's the leatherette. The seats are not bolstered, you know, like sports seats. Don't really like that, so it's just a bare bones base 328i. Missing the badging, which always makes you suspicious. Was it repainted? Was it in a wreck? Of course, we're going to check all that through auto check. Pretty clean. We're going to turn it over, check out all the accessories. Headlights are clean. Those are always a pain. By the way, you want to make sure when you're buying one of these, all the lighting works. The halo lights, make sure the HIDs work. Sometimes those are a headache to take out, and especially if they're hazy and you want to clean them properly. The wheels are really nice, actually. I don't see rashes there. Don't see any rashes here. They're usually in the back if they are. Tires look good too. If there are any rashes, there's a little one right there. Usually this wheel's the worst one, you know, when you're parking. Yeah, that one's got a couple of them, but very good, very good. I'm gonna check all the power accessories on this one. You might as well hang with me. I'll show you how we do that. So, god damn, it smells in here, man. Turns right over, that's good. See, make sure that even closes. This is the cup holder I always make fun of. Look at that, man. That holds one of those little cone cups over at the office, you know, that you have, those little cheap ones, those little cones. It's about all that would hold. Looks like we need to replace a bulb somewhere. We're gonna get out and check out the headlights. Before we do that, just make sure the stereo works. All right, I won't get dinged for that. Sounds good. We're in Vegas, man. First things first. How's the AC on this monster? You want to check all the vent levels. Make sure you got full flow out of each of these vents. You don't have any issues. It's got rear vents. Make sure the rear vents are working. All right, so turn it down, all the way down. Now we're at AC. Make sure it's cool. If you really want to do this right, you'd bring a little thermometer and stick it in here. Make sure it goes all the way down to 60. Feels good. Got full flow out of those. This one, it's good. That's good. You're gonna want to check all of it. Okay, now it's coming out through the middle vents. You got more airflow since it's just these vents now. Oh, that's really good. Very good. You could hear the actuator divert the air through the ground as well, the floorboard, and then up through the dash. Always check every single window. A couple of times, make sure they don't go down slow, front and rear. We're good. Front. We're good. We're going to check the Rear view mirrors. Side to side, up and down, all around. Okay, that's looking good. Sunroof. Overcast. We have an overcast day here in Las Vegas. Winds out of the southwest at about 15 miles per hour. It's miraculous that I'm actually filming and it's not, there aren't torrential winds outside. So far we're looking good. Everything works. We're gonna put it in gear, go forward and back, keep it running, roll this down just in case the key gets locked in. I'm always paranoid of that. I don't see any chips, stars, pits, anything like that in the front windshield. Under the hood on these, we're gonna look for oil along the side here. See where that chrome is? That would be the side of the cylinder heads, and they look clean. If it were leaking, you would see it right on top of the chrome, right, or the metal finish right there. It's clean. This thing does not leak. I would take the cap off. Put on my gloves. Hang on. Oh, check it out. Pretty cool, huh? Definitely got to be raining there. All right, so we're gonna pop this and just make sure it doesn't look like chocolate milk here. It looks good. Sounds good. Sounds excellent. And you should lose a little bit of pressure because of the vacuum seal in here when you open this. And you could kind of hear it go like that. So it's sealing pressure. Sounds excellent. Vehicle sounds excellent. The halos are working. That's good. So the problem is probably with maybe the fog lights or maybe like a license plate light. I have that problem right now. And actually, this thing does not have HID. It's got regular cheesy headlights. All right. Halos work. One of the bulbs are out though. We'll have to find out which one. As long as it's not the front, man, I'm good. The back is easy. We're good under the hood. We're gonna also check, since the vehicle's cold, if it were hot, we would never do this. We're gonna check just to make sure this thing comes up. Do not want it to be empty. It's a little bit low. It's acceptable to me. Also, check and see if it's blue. I can't see in there what color it is. It should be blue. Oh, it's got the, usually when you got this, it's because they're using the right coolant. It's got to be blue for BMW, this vintage. I don't see a lot of leaves or anything. It hasn't been sitting around for a long time. You know, this gets a pretty good, clean bill of health here so far. Let me just put it in gear and make sure it engages. All right. We don't hear any clunking. We could feel it engage immediately. Give it a little juice. Usually these Beamers, if the battery is about to die or it's low, it doesn't save the time. It doesn't save, you know, the number of miles of the trip odometer. It'll be zeroed out. That's kind of a good way to know if you're going to need a new battery soon. The Beamers don't save that when you turn them over. That's good. It engages good. Now, some auctions let you scan these vehicles, in which case you would, of course, want to scan it. Make sure it's smog ready. It's gone through all the system monitors, and that there are no trouble codes that are pending. So you'd want to do that. Otherwise, you know, you're pretty much checked out here. You want to check out the power seats. We're going back. We're going forward. Yeah, that's working. Let's see what we have here. Dual power seats. Yep. Goes forward. Goes back. That's an airplane that you hear up above, not the car. And the back adjustments work there too. So we're good. This is headliners clean, no Coca-Cola explosions. We're good, man. Everything is tight on this vehicle. So this is definitely a prospect. It's going on the list. Hey, another thing I just remembered, you always want to do is you want to make sure there's no smoke coming out of the back, out of the exhaust. Don't over rev it. Get it up to about 3 or 4. Definitely check it. Make sure you don't have blown rings or anything. Check the carpets too. Make sure the carpets are clean. If you're missing mats, you might want to factor that in. Some vehicles, man, it's a pretty penny for floor mats. So moving on. All right, new dealer trade, 06 ML350. This is the all-wheel drive 4MATIC. Very clean for the year. 06 112 and change on it. Wheels, tires look good. Body looks good. No oxidation coming off. Rocker panels and all that. You want to pay close attention to that when these cars are packed in close. Make sure you don't end up with a donkey. You've got dual exhaust. Very nice while you're back here. Lots of chrome trim. Automatic tailgate works. Might need some hydraulic fluid. Does not work perfectly. Let's see. Does it seal? It does. I'd say it needs some hydraulic fluid. Again, wheels, tires, really nice. Why do those bolts come out so much, man? This thing's set up like a James Bond vehicle. It's a Mad Max edition. It's an extra option. Front headlights look clean. Huh, pretty nice. I saw a ding over here somewhere. It registered. There it is right there. I could remove this for right around $50 right over at the Mannheim Body Shop. If I buy it, I just drive it right over there and drop it off and go home, come back and pick it up. Interior, nice. Black with titanium trim. Nice little sunroof. We're going to go through everything we just went through with that BMW. Turn it over and listen. Turns right over. Radio works. It's got nav. Make sure it's got the disc too. Throw yourself back a hungy if it doesn't.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a
I can't get dinged by a... Okay, there we go. Yeah, nav. Yeah, it's got the disc. Compass. What? Hold on. Map. Are we mapping? Are we mapping? What's going on? I have no idea how to use the nav on this thing. It's pretty outdated. I don't know if it's got nav. I'll have to look for it. It's got a compass? Whatever. Middle looks nice. Let's see. What do we have in terms of music? Maestro, what do we got? Is this thing? I have no idea. Let's see if we got anything in the dash. What do we got? USB? Anything? CD player? I think it's too old. No check engine lights so far. Again, at your auction, you might want to scan it. So you're going to need a couple of these buttons. Not a big deal. We're doing everything we did in the other Beamer that we just looked at. And these things, you could still make them go up and down. I forgot how the hell you could do it. The rear, I don't want to mess this guy's car up, so we'll just, you could take the buttons off the front and put them in the back. There we go. Yeah, it went down. It's probably going to rain. I might as well put it back up for the poor seller. There we go. So we know that they work. Let's hit the climate control. AC, baby, AC. Oh yeah. that loud enough for you? This thing does have a loud climate control system. Just make sure the heat works too. Even though we're in Vegas, it gets kind of cold. All right. These German vehicles, man. Usually the heat comes out of either the side or the middle, but not both. Okay, that's working. There we go. It's got rear air conditioning. Gotta get back there to look at it. All right, let's just check out some of the other power options. Okay, there goes the side views again. This stuff just becomes automatic after a while, man. Side views fold. That's good. Let's see them open back up now. Okay, they open up like that. And that side view's working. Usually if those go out, it's the gears that strip out on them. Make sure the sunroof works. The cover is by hand. Just slide it forward, so no worries there. Headliner looks good. It's just automatic, man. Everything we did on the other one. Make sure that the brake light's on, man. Make sure it disengages. You don't want to be having issues like this. After you buy it, you can't get the damn thing in park to get it out of here. Let's pop the hood. We got the lights on. Again, we're going to check all that. We already checked the tailgate. Oh, also, we're going to do this on the Beamer too. Make sure that you make every single door opens from the outside and the inside. You don't want to be messing around with door actuators right after you buy the car. Make sure on these SUVs there's no oxidation on the roof. And if there isn't, you emphasize that to the buyer. If there is, you paint it, so you don't have to make excuses to the buyer. And you can get full price. It's already detailed under the hood. Again, the vehicle's cold. The only reason I'm doing this, it's got this, the coolant is white. It's that aftermarket stuff. It's not the BMW or Mercedes. It should be blue. With the Mercedes too this year. You know, I'm impressed. You can see all the lights work. This one's HID. Sounds excellent. Well maintained. I don't think, well, it might have been detailed. You should detail your vehicles if you're a new car dealership. Some of them do, some of them don't. You get a lot more money. Look at that. I don't think they would detail one this old though. They don't even care. New car dealerships, vehicle this old, they won't even detail it usually, unless it's newer. We've got these scrapes right here. Let's see, is this? Yeah, it's dug in there. So you're either going to have to be, you know, your buyer's going to live with that, or you're going to give them an adjustment for it. Or you could just paint it. Like I said, it's best to just paint it, man. So there are no excuses for getting full price. And this, of course, we could just use these buttons. I don't know why I was wrestling around up front. So you want to do one of these deals. Make sure it opens from the inside and the outside. We'll do that on all four doors. And since somebody stole those two front buttons, it might rain. And it might be your car. So move them up and come in back here. Oh, you could see it was off. So you want to put it on auto. I'll have to check that. Auxiliary jacks back there. That's interesting. Power seats. Both sides. You never want to be surprised, man. That's your whole goal, is to never be surprised when you buy one of these cars. Know exactly what you're getting into. test drive aside, it's got the books right there. One set of keys, which is not a big deal when they get to be this old. Vehicle's 18 years old. I like the center armrest and everything. Man, this thing was well taken care of. Integrated signals. See, when they're really well taken care of like this, you're not afraid to purchase them, even with higher miles when they're older. But if they're all miled out and they're in bad condition, that is the worst of all worlds. Okay, it's got heated seats too. That's good. Good to know. We're in Vegas. Even that comes in handy for us once or twice a year. 1 or 2 months a year. All right, this is on my list. Again, if you're at an auction that lets you scan it, you'd want to scan it. Let's move on to the next one. Hey, one more thing you want to definitely do on these vehicles. Definitely. You want to look underneath and make sure that those splash pans are all down there. You don't want to be missing that. Okay? Get down on the ground. Make sure the splash pans are on there. Make sure your splash pans are on there, especially on these older vehicles. Because if you end up having to buy one even aftermarket, guess what? It doesn't come with the hardware. It's going to put you out $100 minimum for each of the splash pans. And some of these have 4 or 5 splash pans, you know, they're like by sections. All right, let's look for the next one. Seeing these left and right here in Vegas. In Riverside, they're all over the place, man. Riverside's got a ton of those. Fontana, those are the big hitters. California, this is on my list. 14, it's got some miles, man. 147. Let's just do a initial walk around here, ding on the hood. Buff out that fender. Tires, gonna need tires. I love the wheels, very nice. Looks like some rashes here. A couple of more dings. I can have all those removed right here in Manheim. They'll do it for me. Some of these panels got to get, let me see, is that clear coming off? Yeah, man, these are gonna have to get refinished. Okay, that's a door and a couple of panels. Oh man, shit. Okay, man, but it is black. I like that. It'll blend in when they do a good job here. Let's check out the roof. Oh, Jesus, can hardly get on these. Oh, yeah, it's gonna need tires. All right, it's got a little M package. All right, couldn't get on the running boards. Sweet. See, this is nice. Sport seats, good bolster. I like those. You really get buried in these. Okay. I don't even need to tell you now. Just go through the drill. You know what I'm doing. By the way, only reason I'm looking at this, it's a 6-cylinder. Otherwise, I wouldn't even look at it. If this were an 8-cylinder used BMW out of warranty, forget about it. All right, the parking, I went through this with another vehicle. It's not a big deal to me because it's an automatic. But it looks like the parking, automatic parking, the electric parking, that little cable might need to be adjusted. I'm going to have to clear it with ISTA, the BMW software, and then fix it. I like the feel, very nice. You know, it feels way better than that Mercedes, but it is, I mean, several years newer. It feels great. Uh-oh. See how it wasn't closed earlier? Alright. I'm gonna have to find out how to repair that. I have no idea. Nope. And hope it doesn't rain, man. I just don't want the seller to get hosed. Okay, you see that right there? That's a deal killer for me. I don't even want to mess with it. Now I could look it up. I just did that so if it rains it doesn't come inside. I could look it up on the internet and see what the fix is, and sometimes it ends up being something real easy. We're good there. This is I troubleshoot everything, man. Make sure all the actuators, the doors on the doors work too. Also make sure the key fob works. All right, this is AC on. There we go. Looking out of the rear window just to make sure I don't see smoke. Don't rev it too hard, man. It's not your car yet. Okay. Again, the miles are up there on this one. 147, but you know, these 6-cylinder engines, they can hit 200,000. I've seen them. And they still run well. If they're well taken care of, 6-cylinder. Depending on which 6-cylinder. The M54s are very good. All right. Rear view camera. I don't want to be hitting anybody. All right, we're good. It's a Beamer, so we're going to turn on the headlights and go outside, as you know. Hit the fog lights too. See what the hell we got going on there. So far we know that the sunroof is suspect. We got that refinishing to do. All right, looks like this halo is burnt out, or it's just not very bright. It might be out of its housing. Am I not seeing things? No, it probably is working. Yeah, it's just not very bright. Maybe it's one of those cheesy aftermarkets. All right, so the lighting works. It's good enough. Again, dings. Might have to refinish this along the pillar and the door. Sometimes, I don't think so though with this. Sometimes they can buff it out. It's just oxidation. I've seen that turn into brilliant shine. Take it over to the detail shop and give it a shot and see what happens. It's got dings anyway, so just working all that, factoring all that into my final bid price. These little trackers, they show you where the vehicle is on the parking lot through your cell phone, through Lot Vision at Manheim at all times. Pretty cool. I'm actually looking for a 640i. It's one of the vehicles we're going to look at. Twin turbo. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to, just don't want all that oil to pop out of there. You heard it, seals good. Engine begins to stall like that because it seals really good. Sounds good. Again, it's cold, that's why I'm doing this. It's a good idea to let all the cars you're looking at run. That looks good. It's blue coolant. A little bit low. It's acceptable. Engine compartment's pretty clean. You've heard this on a lot of videos, but you want to look at all the screws here and make sure they're not torqued on. These actually look like they've been torqued on. All these little Torx bolts. Looks like it's been torqued on, so we're going to check and make sure it's has not been an accident. Look at all the little plastic pieces for the lighting fixtures on the car. Make sure they're not cracked. If they are, it's a telltale sign it was in a side impact or front impact collision. This thing sounds excellent. If you see white stains or any stains up there, it's overheating. Not a good sign. It's not a deal killer, but you know, ideally you just don't want to see it. This is a all-wheel drive too, 3.5 V6. It's got the turbos. Here come the planes. Oh, they're not going over my head. It's very unique. You don't see very many of these. Dual exhaust. Pretty cool. It's on my list. It's in the ballpark. See this right here? Yeah, we're gonna need to do some. I think it's too much. It's just too much paint and body work, man. Here's my deal with this. Whoever buys this is gonna want it to be damn near perfect, even if it's got 150 on it. It's too much. I think unless you have access to really cheap prices, or you yourself know how to touch it up, make it look real good, blend everything. You're really good at paint and body work. This is not for me. Between all the body work it needs and the stuck sunroof, we're out of here, man. That's not on the list. We're gonna go look for a Nissan Pathfinder, and the miles aren't even right on the thing. But I do want to see its tax season. If it sounds good, runs good, I'll warranty it for 90 days. Pick it up on the cheap. It is really clean. Where is this bad boy? There it is right there. Someone's looking at it. Okay, I looked at the Mercedes too. Oh wait, 114. Both headlights clean. Tires and wheels clean. Look at these online. I already do my half the homework online before I even come out here. I have specific vehicles earmarked. I don't just walk around aimlessly like a headless chicken. But if I have time, I do. I walk around looking at everything because they don't always upload everything that's selling. Man, this thing is tits, as they say. It's tits. It's clean. Really clean. Only reason I'm looking at it, does not have a CVT transmission. If it did, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Wouldn't sell it to my worst enemy. Well, on second thought, in fact, I would. I would recommend it to my worst enemy if it had a CVT transmission. Windshield looks good. Hey, you know what? This is really clean. The miles are not right. There's a mileage discrepancy, like a odometer rollback type situation, as I recall on this one. Smells great. Perforated leather in the front. Perforated leather in the back. 3 rows of seating. It's a hauler. Sounds good. 4.0 liter, 6-cylinder. What do we got here? Do we have nav? Do we have nav? No, we don't. Sure we do. We got our telephone. We've got... I gotta take my glasses off. All right. I like the little carbon imitation trim here. So heated seats, radio. Let's see if the AC works. Last things first. Last things first. What movie is that from? Reservoir Dogs. Eddie Nice Guy. Eddie the Nice Guy. AC works good. Very nice. Let's make sure the side vents work. And since this is a people hauler, we got to make sure the rear works. We're gonna have to go back there and see. It's got rear vents on the roof too. We're gonna see if those work. Very important. People who are buying these, have kids, and the kids will go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in the summertime. All right, let's turn it up to 90. See if the heater works. You hear that? That actuator right there? It's trying to switch between the cool and the hot. So we're gonna have to fix that. That actuator is clicking. Okay, This is why you want to do this, all right? There are no surprises. Nice sound system, Bose sound system. Let's switch back now to cool and see if we get the same clicking, or is it just from cold to hot? All right, now we're going to switch it back again, see what happens with that actuator. Now there should be a little flap that diverts hot air into the cabin. There it goes again. And you can tell it's in there. So you're going to have to do some research, see how that could be fixed. It's got the books. See, this is why you want to do all this, man. No surprises. If it goes up or down too slow, you got a regulator or a motor going out. All right, you slide this back by hand. Let's see if we have another disaster job sunroof. I've only got one more car to go that I'm really interested in, and I'm out of here. I got to get some work done on another vehicle. Make sure all the actuators work. We're going to keep these rolled down this time. 114, but the miles are not right. So on this one, got to look on the Carfax and see what the miles are. Sometimes, it can happen. It does happen. Sometimes the mileage will be right, but they'll actually change the CPU on the car, the computer, and it'll be a used CPU from the salvage yard. And because it's a used CPU from the salvage yard, the miles will be different than what's on this vehicle. It might be a CPU off a vehicle with more miles than this one, and it would show that this one has more miles, but the actual mileage on this one is right. It's just the miles on the CPU off the donor vehicle are higher. We've got mats. It's clean, dude. I like it. I like it very much, actually. Women love this color, this burgundy color. Notice how I'm opening it from the inside. That's what you should do all the time. You don't want to be dicking around with these door actuators or door handles after you buy it. Certified. It's certified, except the miles are not right. Certified sanitized. I was looking at this 4S here. For me, for a while. Drive it, take good care of it. A little scrape right there. Sell it. Make money on it sometimes. All right, power seats. We're good there. This thing's pretty clean, man, except for the miles. I would be okay with buying this thing. I mean, it's what? An 08? With the condition it's in, how many miles could this thing have on it? I would say a maximum on this one, 12,000 a year. What the hell? All right, there we go. Man, that door's heavy. The hood sounds beautiful. 4.0 liter V6 battery, 223. I usually don't like to see Duralast stuff on my vehicles. We're going to pull the oil, look at the fluids. Just not going to do it while holding the phone. It's starting to feel like it's going to rain in a second. Check out the mountains. Got snow still. All right, headlights, fog lights, all that's good. These are nice and easy to fix. The BMWs though, those are the ones you want to make sure. The German vehicles, the older ones, the newer ones, of course, all the lighting fixtures on the newer vehicle you want to make sure works. Got a little scrapage right there. Man, this is great. You can't ask for more, man. You don't want to be splitting hairs on something this old. This is definitely on my list. And remember, it doesn't have any rust. Man, I run from vehicles. I'm on the West Coast. I don't buy anything with rust. Rusty vehicles to me are worthless. Here we go. This one's got the catch pans. Want to also check it, for the transmission too. Very nice. Running boards, nice and clean. Oh, the AC is on, and that's condensation from there. Make sure you test these too. Make sure, especially if it's a rust bucket, you're in a rusty state, make sure these things are still actually supporting your weight. Ask me how I know, man. Ask me how I know. All right, this is on my list too. We're gonna put it in gear, go forward and back. They even detailed out. It's definitely been detailed out. They even detailed out between the pillars. That's a professional detail job. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's good. It engages fine. So, this is on my list too. Now that I've looked at them, what we're going to do tomorrow, and it's going to be part of either this video or the next one, I'm going to show you. Oh, this is the rear air. Okay, I was trying to turn it on. There it goes. You can hear it. It's not good enough though. Got to go out there and actually make sure it's coming through, especially the AC. Let's go see if we have cold air coming out of the top vents. On a van or an SUV, it's a must. You've got to check it. All right, got rear air controls here. These vents, oh, that's great. Excellent flow. Yes, sirree, Barbarino. It's very nice. Oh, look at that. I like this vehicle. I like it very much. I usually hate Nissan because of the CVT. Look between the pillars here. It's really clean. It was detailed before it was brought down here. Or the previous owner was fanatical about it. All right, that's gonna wrap it up. We'll go online and bid on it tomorrow. I'll actually make a video of how I bid on these vehicles. Yokohama tires, excellent. Bob Asadi, Easy Credit Motors. We'll see you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Later.